Good morning, dear students. Welcome back again with a new session of Science 2, lesson number 8, Cell Biology and Biotechnology. Today we are going to discuss about the new subtopic, that is bioremediation. Bioremediation is a natural way to help the organisms like plants and animals from the diseases, or you can say we can remove the pollutants from the natural resources. How it is? Let's see. Bioremediation means either absorption or destruction of toxic chemicals and harmful pollutants with the help of plants and microorganisms. If plants are used for this purpose, it is called as phytoremediation. Some examples of bioremediation are as follows. The Pseudomonas bacteria are useful for cleaning the hydrocarbon and oil pollutants from soil and water. The fern Teres fetata can absorb the arsenic from the soil. Genetically modified variety of Indian mustards can absorb the selenium from soil. Sunflower can absorb uranium and arsenic. The bacterium Deinococcus radiodurans is a highly radiation resistant organism. It has been genetically modified and used to absorb the radiations from radioactive debris. Grasses like alfalfa, clover, and rye are used in phytoremediation. Food biotechnology. Food items like bread, cheese, wine, beer, yogurt, vinegar are produced with the help of microorganisms. These food items are probably the oldest ones produced with the help of biotechnology. DNA fingerprinting. DNA sequence of each person is unique as that of the fingerprints. Due to this, identity of any person can be established with the help of its available DNA. This is called as DNA fingerprinting. It is mainly useful in the fostering sciences. Identity of the criminal can be established with the help of any part of his body found at the site of the crime. Similarly, identity of father of any child can be established. This research is performed in Center for DNA Fingerprinting and Diagnostic, Hyderabad. So, if any part of the criminal is left over at the given site, the person can be easily identified with the help of DNA fingerprinting. The important stages in the agricultural development. The first, which we're going to discuss about agricultural development, is Green Revolution. Problems of population explosion was started to appear at the beginning of 20th century. Almost all the countries, especially underdeveloped and developing countries, had badly affected by the effects of poor quality and the quantity of food. Various methods applied for harvesting maximum yield from the minimum land are collectively called as green revolution. Improvised drought for varieties of wheat and rice, proper use of fertilizers and pesticides, and water management has led to the increased production of the food grains, and thereby large population has been saved from hunger. Dr. Norman Borlaug from USA and Dr. M.S. Swaminathan from India have valuable contribution in green revolution. Various research institutes and laboratories are engaged in the development of varieties of various crops through research. For example, Indian Agricultural Research Institute IARI, New Delhi, National Citrus Research Institute, Nagpur and allied branches, Indian Institute of Sciences, National Pomegranate Research Institute at Solapur. Now we'll begin with the another revolution, that is called white revolution. White implies milk. So definitely we are going to discuss about the milk. Various parts of India were rich in milk and milk products. However, those products which are not sufficient to meet the needs of far-flung regions, Dr. Verghese Kurian proved through the cooperative movement and use of biotechnology that dairy cannot be allied, but it will be a mainstream business. He put the cooperative dairy movement of Anand Gujarat at all-time high status, while achieving the self-sufficiency in dairy business. Various experiments are performed for the quality control, newer dairy products, and the preservation. Why people from all over the world are again preferring the local wild varieties. Blue Revolution. Production of various useful aquatic organisms with the help of water is called as Blue Revolution. Farm ponds and fishes are very common in East Asian countries. However, people are not only thinking of cultivating the fishes and shrimps but other aquatic plants and animals too. Government of India vowed to increase the production by encouraging the people of for pisciculture by launching the program Neel Kranti Mission 2016. In short form, it can be written as NKM 16. 50% to 100% subsidies are offered in this case. Marine and freshwater fisheries possible on large scale. Freshwater fishes like rohu, katla, and other fishery products like shrimp and lobsters are being cultured on large scale. Now, fertilizers. Two types of fertilizers are used in agriculture. One of those is organic manure and other are chemical fertilizers. Water holding capacity of soil improves soil conservation due to use of manures. Upper layer of soil essential in agriculture is found due to humus formation. Various essential elements like NPK, nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium can be available to crops due to earthworms and fungi. In soil-less farming, that is hydroponics, liquid chemical fertilizers are used. However, there are more harmful effects of liberal use of chemical fertilizers. It includes decrease in fertility of soil, then insecticides. Though the natural immunity of plants can prevent the infection, use of insecticide is not under control. Irrespective of natural friends of farmers like frogs and insectivorous birds, pesticides are used on large scale for increasing the yield. Pesticides are in fact a type of poison. This poison enters the food web through water and food and its biomagnification occurs. Various pesticides like DDT, malathion, chloro, chlorophyphos, etc., have been proved to be dangerous. Then, organic farming. New trend of farming is done, that is organic farming. Now, what it is? Nowadays, organic farming and organic products have become buzzwords. Organic products are being available and demand for them is ever increasing. Chemical fertilizers and pesticides have been used on large scale. These poisonous chemicals reach the human body through food and water, and the adverse harmful effects on human and environment become apparent. Various problems like soil fertility and pest infestation have become serious. So, as to overcome these problems, farmers are opting for organic farming. It includes complete ban on chemical fertilizers and pesticides and use of local sturdy varieties and thereby maintaining natural balance. Definitely, this is a welcome decision. Now, next is apiculture. You must have seen the beehive. Worst method of harvesting or collecting the honey from these hives is driving away the bees by smoking the hive with burning torch and then cutting the hive into pieces. This method causes the destruction of hive and large scale death of bees. However, it is easy to collect the honey without destroying the hive and bees if artificial bee boxes are used. Cultivation of medicinal plants. India has been gifted with a great diversity. Indian citizens have established a humble and strong relation with the nature. We have a great tradition of Ayurveda that cures the diseases with the help of natural sources. Bring a packet of Balghuti from the Ayurveda shop, learn the information about each component in it, collect information about various other medicines, and prepare the chart as shown below. One example is already given here in a textbook, that is Adulsa. The name of the active ingredient is vaccine present in the leaves, vaccine, and its uses as to treat the cough. Similarly, local plant we call it as turmeric, and the active ingredient present in it is curcumin, and the uses is it is used as an antiseptic. Likewise, many other plants, local plants are there which have many benefits. During earlier days, medicinal plants were collected from the forest. However, due to depletion of forest area, medicinal plants are becoming rare. Hence, medicinal plants are being cultivated. Forest, fruit processing. We are daily using various products prepared from the fruits. All are consuming the products like chocolate, juices, jams, and jellies. All these products can be produced by processing on fruits. Fruits are perishable agro produce. It needs the processing in such a way that it can be used throughout the year. Food processing includes various methods ranging from storage in cold storage to drying, salting, airtight packing, preparing murabba, evaporating, etc. Thus, here we have cover up all the topic or expose all the topic of this lesson, and hence we have completed the lesson of cell biology and biotechnology. For remaining other parts or for remaining other lessons, we'll discuss it in the next video. Till then, have a great day.